Hello, dear guests. So we are here now. So this is our new interview with me, Alexei, and my co-host Mary. And our new guest, Maria Pavlenko. So can you introduce yourself? What are you doing? Maybe about your activity. And we will start. Okay, so if you're talking about your activity, I think we can start about from the first. So about UNICEF, talk about it. What is it? What is organization? Because especially I think it connected with maybe something with United Nations organization, but I don't heard about UNICEF anything. So please tell us. So maybe some examples practically, not maybe where example is based. For example, maybe some African countries. Do you know? I don't know. Is it working in Ukraine? Because I don't know this question. But maybe some previous missions of UNICEF that you know. It's tell me something about it, about this organization. Yeah. Oh, okay, it's normally. So okay, that's no, I think it's a usual story about becoming a volunteer, but it's because it's usual, it's not becoming amazing. So what volunteer UNICEF does? What role of UNICEF volunteer? So what activity he makes, and if, for example, I or Mary or something either become volunteer of UNICEF, I think as a new people, what we can do and what we will do. А до цього був? Був до цього? Марина, можете щось сказати просто мені на камеру? Угу. Зараз. Тоді зараз технічна перерва. А якщо ще раз?
Кажу.
Так, зараз перевірю, Мері, чи є звук у нас. І, тобто відповіді у нас гостя не були почуті? Тобто нам вирізати це?
Так, не було.
Добре, тоді заново. Вибачаюся, але.
Я могла з самого початку?
Взагалі так, ми це виріжемо.
Добре.
Так. So, hello dear guests, sorry for the technical issues. So, I think we can start again. So, I am Alexei, this is my co-host Mary, and we are here with our new guest Maria Pavlenko. So, Maria, please introduce yourself. I think I know that you doing it, but please do it again for our new maybe viewers and who came new.
Hello, so my name is Maryna. Right now I'm a UNICEF volunteer, and besides, I'm a student. I study on translator interpreter faculty.
Okay, so we will start from your activity. So I and Mary know that you work in UNICEF. So tell please about UNICEF activity. What is UNICEF? How maybe it's connected with United Nations organization, as I think, and some others. They say maybe issues or organizations that we don't know and we will need to know.
So UNICEF is part of United Nations organization. It means United Nations Children's Fund, and it was created after the World War II to protect children in countries where the war is going.
Oh, very good. We understand that UNICEF is a quite serious organization. I mean, they have a goals to protect the children, to protect the future, and for sure being a volunteer for such a large organization is a very responsible job. I think many people would like to try being a UNICEF volunteer. So how to become UNICEF volunteer? What are the features of selection and what criteria are established for a volunteer?
I can tell how to become a UNICEF volunteer in general, but I can tell exactly my story, how I became a volunteer. So in our town, we have a youth center, which I'm an activist in. So our curator, Alexei, he saw this project, which we are realizing right now. And it's aimed to support children in children who suffered from war. And so he thought that it's a good activity. And since our town recently have been nearly the battles, nearly the war, we started to realize this project, and they just had a free space for me. So they asked me, and I said yes, why no?
Okay, I think that's a usual story of becoming a volunteer, but it's not making it great and amazing. But what about volunteer activities? So if I, Mary, or something either become a volunteer of UNICEF, what we as a newer here, what we would need to do, or what we can do, maybe if it's possibility to choose. Maybe like some what kind? Okay, and I think it's maybe next question. So ask this, and maybe I ask next.
Okay. So in our team, each volunteer is responsible for their own list of different activities and different trainings. And so I think we make announcements about these events. We register people who come to these events, and after this we just have some paperwork to отчитаться.
Answer to maybe. Answer to something. To someone.
Oh, well, okay. We just send the papers from our events to people who are responsible for them.
Okay, so I want to ask another question connected to this. So, what kind of help UNICEF provides to people that are struck from war? It's about psychological help, financial help, social help, help with adaptation in new places, if they are transported or immigrated to other countries, maybe, or cities in Ukraine. It's actual very. So, what kind of help it provides and how? So, what kind of events maybe? So, what events? I think you understand what I want.
Yes. So the main thing is to protect children, to protect their childhood. So there are many different projects which are aimed by different goals. Exactly this project, which we are realizing right now, it's called Together Meeting Point, and it's aimed to help children to adaptate in our town, in our region.
So, in what region do you work now? It's interesting for me question, and I think maybe for Ukrainian viewers it be actually very.
Uh, well, it's Kharkiv region and Lizivska Hromada.
Okay, Lozivska Armada, I understand. It's not translated. Okay, so I was in Lozivska Armada, so I think there is need to adaptate new children that were immigrated to here. So yeah, I think it's an actual, very actual work to do.
Okay. I would want to give you a question. So, what is your activity based on?
What do you mean?
Based your activity. You said it's such organization and is center for helping children, maybe.
Oh,
So
there is a youth center in our town, uh, which it's just a quite interesting place. And simply speaking, it's a place where we can base different activities, where we can realize different projects. Uh, for example, before this big UNICEF project, we had lots of uh, another. For example, we had a lection course about United Nations Organization Sustainable Development Goals. Uh, Another project we had, we were making cosplay comics with different costumes with our own plot. And so, yeah, there are a lot of different interesting classes. Oh, also we had a school of mural arts, a school of media production. So there are lots of different.
So it's not for only for helping children. So it's a center for it's organization not like a center for helping children. It's something bigger, yes, for young people, maybe for children, for adult, yes.
Mainly it's for young people, but based the on this project, now we have a lot of children at our events.
So, as I truly understand, so your project about UNICEF and like this, it's about like building that where you can choose from a lot of hobbies that you can make. Costumes, media projects, and something others. So about volunteering in this project. So do you have a team? So maybe you tell something about your team. Maybe some not funny, but maybe of maybe funny stories, something like this. Yeah.
We have a team right now. We have, I believe, it's around 8 volunteers, and our team is the biggest team in this project. Other teams they have less volunteers, and so as I said before, every volunteer has its their own responsibilities. Most of us are responsible for different events. Also, we have one volunteer. She takes photos and videos from our events. And also we have a curator who organizes us, who helps us to gather from different meetings. So yes, it's like this.
Okay, so you tell about our other projects, especially about United Nations projects about recently. So maybe you tell about it's so you participate not only in UNICEF projects, maybe something others, maybe about with other teams. So please tell us, and also I want to show for viewers one photo if you tell about this.
Well, I'm not sure if this project was supported by United Nations organization.
Yeah.
Mostly it
So
was about our молодежная рада. I forgot.
okay, Youth Council.
Youth Council, yes, thank you. It was organized by our Youth Council, and it was a series of different trainings where we were talking about different goals of development.
So as I see this photo, most of so most of the theme was about how to maybe violence and hungry people. So about maybe so what is about these ecosystems and many other problems. So what was the theme about this project that this photo provides?
Exactly about this photo or about projects?
About this project and mainly about the project about our United Nations organizations. Yes.
So yes, its goal were to tell people about sustainable development goals, for people to know about it in general, and to tell about what we can make to beat them. To beat these
So
problems.
okay, because I see about famine on the top of this. So famine was the main problem of this project as you positioned it.
It was a part of this project,
Oh,
and
okay.
exactly this photo. It were an activity, and our team had a goal to draw, to write about how we see this problem.
Okay, so okay, I ended this.
Okay, I have a question. So maybe it is interesting to know what is name of your project.
Oh, it's called Together Meeting Point, and it's implemented by Professional Development of Kharkiv Foundation with the support of United Nations Children's Fund and Ministry of Youth and Sports in Ukraine.
Oh, it's so cool. What do you think of the man of the this name of project? Why it's called Together Meeting Points?
I think it's about people, children, for example, meeting one another and to help each other to adaptate to overcome different problems in their lives, so they can just by getting to know a lot of new different maybe hobbies, maybe different activities. So yeah.
Okay, I
Yes.
understand. But maybe tell us, please, about how many events do you provide on this project? So maybe even we can make a description in our links for about your project, and so may make a link about this video to people know about more about your project. So not tell us something, but maybe tell how many do you do did you do in this project and something like this? Yeah.
Exactly this project, I do 1, 2, 3 activities. It's about an activities for children, exactly, from 6 to 12 years. And it's different activities. We dance with them, we talk with them, we tell them, for example, about healthy food and something like this. Also, we have a school of mural painting. Uh, this activity is for children from 12 to 21 years. And at these trainings, we have a coach which teaches us about different interesting things about mural arts. So yeah, and also we had an instrumental evenings. We have literature evenings where people could sing or tell something they wrote. So yeah.
Oh, I think it's good initiative about literature evenings because I participated sometime in our Kharkiv library, in our Холодная Гора library. So I think it's really interesting because, especially if it's good organized, because, for example, I meet modern poets in Kharkiv and I don't even know about them, especially these literature evenings. So I think it's a very good initiative to do it.
I also have a question. It's interesting to know, how do you report to UNICEF? How do you report on an maybe event or such a festival, or no, how do you report to UNICEF?
So at each event, we have a registration list, and every person who participates in it, they need to write their names, their surname, the telephone number, and nearly every name we have a small таблиця, a small table, I believe. And if people are moved from another city, if people have an incomplete family, or they have family where are a lot of children, they mark it. So at the end of every evening, we make a statistics about this.
Activities, I think we understand. So, if talking about activities, so I know Mary told me about your cosplay activity. So is this connected to UNICEF project? So how do you don't know, meet this hobby and how do you start this hobby? And show on the next question I show the photos to our viewers and maybe you tell something about it. So is it professional hobby or it's not now professional? It will become professional? So how do you start it?
It's not connected to UNICEF. I started this activity, I believe, in 2018. When I first visited a cosplay festival, I was shocked in a good way. I liked it very much, and I decided to try myself in this hobby. So my first cosplay was Nishinoya from anime volleyball, and so I went to a convention in this costume. I met a lot of new friends, and then I decided that I want to continue making it. Sadly, it's not a professional hobby for me because it's very hard to earn money by this, because you buy wigs, you buy different cosmetics, you buy different clothes or different fabrics to make it, and it's very hard to earn any money from it.
What about Ronimani? We met about nearly in our interview guest that was making fursuits. Not about cosplay, but I think it's near or not not fursuits. It's about sorry, I missed. It's about cosplay. Yeah. Also because it's from one materials, it was a big cosplay. So what about making cosplay costumes? Can we earn money on it?
Of course you can, but I think it's around freelance. When today you have clients, tomorrow you don't have clients, and it's about instability, sadly. But
Okay.
if you want to earn money, maybe not a lot of, but you can.
So I show you about your cosplays, costumes. Okay, so here we can say, I don't know what is the first cosplay, so maybe it's an chaotic way, we can say, but so we can ask you questions and I will show it. So maybe you tell me about our festivals that you participate about your cosplay, so and I show these photos.
Yes. Actually, we had a guest who is also a cosplayer, and she talks a lot about cosplay. By the way, you can find the issues with her in our videos on YouTube. And she talked about the festivals in Kharkiv and Peromaiski. So, have you participated in any cosplay festivals or events?
Yes, I participated, but it was before the COVID, it was before the war, and now sadly we don't have such festivals. But then it was really fun events where you can meet new people, where you can just show your costume, where you can uh, just be part of this big community, and for me it's something fantastic.
Okay, so let's show photos another. Oh, I think I reminded from this. Where is this? Yes. So also we have a question about the cosplay and maybe that connected with the war. So and not with cosplay and UNICEF too. So does or maybe did your activity change from the war? You told already that you meet the UNICEF because of this Russian invasion. But what about your cosplay activity? So do you make it now, or will you make it in future, maybe after the war end?
Mm.
Okay, it's
Before the war, for me it was really hard to make cosplays because I just entered the university and I didn't have time for this. And after the war started, all of us were in a big stress, I believe, and I started to do it again recently. I believe it was in the beginning of March. But I have a lot of support from my friends, from my close people, and I'm so thankful for this. So I can continue doing this.
Okay,
it's
I have a question about festivals. So it's interesting. Maybe you have any interesting stories at the festivals. Maybe it's
okay.
funny story or a sad story.
Well, I think these events are always about people, about fun stories, about a lot of things just going on. I can tell. I think the most remembered story for me is from my second festival, where I went the first in the cosplay. I met a girl which made a photo with me, and with this photo we started our friendship. So it was around 3 or 4 years ago, and just recently I found out that at her my contact in her telephone is reading like Marina Hinata, and I asked her like, why Hinata? And she answered, when we met, you were a cosplay of Hinata, and I said no, I wasn't Hinata. She just mistook my character with someone else, and we met each other by an accident, and we are still good friends, and I don't know. It's
It's a
such a
good reason
coincidence.
to
Yeah, I
start.
think it's a very good beginning of friendship.
Yes,
Where
yes, it's a good reason to start friendship.
most of I don't know friendship during their life begins of accidents. So I think it's a good way. So to finalize our interview, we can ask you a traditional question that we ask every our guest. So, what three words, maybe definitions, not exactly words, adjectives, and what do you want? Do you associate with Ukraine? So it's a traditional question, yes, that we ask every guest in our finalize our interview.
For me, I think Ukraine is about people. About of course we have our culture, we have a lot of things to tell about, but uh, the people for me is most important part, because I believe it's not important at which part in Ukraine you are in. You will always find people who will support you, who will I don't know, just who will embrace you. And it's about that Ukrainians are very uh,
I think I
not
understand your
not
point about
extroverted,
people.
but
Yes, that
yes, but
that people is the main idea of and it's a main and a definition and adjective and all in one. So I agree with you because it's one of the interesting answers about people. I also agree that Ukrainian people are amazing, and I think we will discover new about our people that we discover after 24th of February. So thank you for our interview. Thank you for our guests who are watching. So we will meet, I think, on the next week or maybe on this week. It's about how how the way will be. So bye bye.
Thank you, Marina, for the interview. It was a lot of fun, and we get a pleasure.
yes, thank you for your invitation. It was a pleasure for me
Thank you.
to participate.